CNN and Time on special assignment with Bernard Shaw in Washington, D.C. and Stephen Frazier in Atlanta. Impact, a collaboration of two of the world's leading news organizations, CNN and Time. From Atlanta, here's Stephen Frazier.
Welcome to Impact. Bernard Shaw is off tonight, and we begin with what else? Frank Sinatra. His death on Friday made us all look back on his career, a musical genius, an Oscar-winning actor, and a cultural symbol. One image that lingers is Sinatra as Rat Packer, and tonight we talk to the man who might be called the official Rat Pack photographer. He's Phil Stern, the Hollywood photographer for Life magazine for 3 decades. Impact's Art Harris sat down with Stern to talk about his memories and to show us his intimate behind-the-scenes photographs of a candid Sinatra and his cronies.
One of the paparazzi of Hollywood's golden age, photographer Phil Stern shot the stars his way.
Hollywood, of course, is known for being the area where large numbers of psychotic peacocks live. And I have been photographing these peacocks for over half a century.
If I could throw out a name, what comes to mind? Jimmy Dean.
Well, Jimmy Dean, a neurotic young kid bent on self-destruction.
Marilyn Monroe.
A sad, sad lady that I had no idea what made her sad.
Then there was Brando.
Brando, an arrogant, difficult, cruel man.
But mainly it was Sinatra.
Fly me to the moon.
Stern shot the singer over 5 decades.
Among the stars.
Frank Sinatra, a mixed bag of generosity, nastiness, and the generosity in my case exceeded the nastiness.
Sinatra gave Stern a rare gift for a photographer: access.
It's that old story that the more chameleon-like I was, the more spontaneity I would get in the photographs.
Fresh from World War II, Stern brought back medals and memories.
I was able to cover Hollywood with a point of view, perhaps, that the war helped me think that, you know, this is not so serious, really, is it?
When I was 35.
It was a very good year, 1946. Frank Sinatra in full bloom. Stern's first assignment, Sinatra pitching better race relations.
One of the pictures involved was him with black kids, Japanese-American kids, Hispanic kids, and it was a period when we had a lot of race problems.
All races
and that was the period when Sinatra sung The House I Live In.
That's America to me.
Yeah, but that's what...
Sinatra counted one black singer among his closest pals.
He's the main cog.
Stern was there when Sinatra helped build his career. You saw firsthand his relationship with Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
What's so funny?
I knew this color would come in handy one day.
Again, Stern was there when Sinatra became leader of the Rat Pack. High living, high rolling, Hollywood players on a roll.
The relationship between those men, I don't accept the word men, I would say kids, boys. To me, these were adult men who, for one reason or another, reverted to their childhood.
Like what?
Prance around the stage, goosing one another, so that the one who got goosed would leap up in the air and say, ah!
Did people like that?
They apparently did. They came back for more.
What they did on stage at the Sands was a kind of drunken stumblebum shtick, but in black tie. They wanted to make it look like they weren't really working on stage.
Here, Stern caught Sinatra off stage, really working. A proud moment in his life. John F. Kennedy had put him in charge of the entertainment for his inauguration. Stern was backstage when Sinatra serenaded the Kennedys and their crowd.
I remember him looking, as he was doing it, he was looking up at Kennedy.
For once, says Stern, it was Sinatra who was impressed.
People usually look up and they're in awe of Sinatra. Well, reverse that situation. 1 or 2 of the pictures that I have of him, he's looking up at Kennedy. Sinatra is in awe, in AWE, capital letters.
Soon after, Sinatra's relationship with JFK cooled. Sinatra's mafia connections were said to have scared him off. Ironically, one of Stern's photos pumped up that shady image of the New Jersey boy with Sicilian roots.
There's a photograph I made of him having lunch with a group of guys that look like thugs. And they're actually character actors who are playing the part of thugs in Guys and Dolls. And I've sold that picture all over the world because it has the look of mafia.
But Stern says he never saw any real gangsters hanging around.
The defense from the Sinatra point of view is that all entertainers worked for nightclub bosses, and the nightclub bosses were mobsters.
So what is this act? Not outrage virtue.
You really are a rat.
Sinatra told Stern the lady killer image was mostly hype.
Wear it.
And he said, if I had all the romances and affairs with women that you guys accuse me of, I'd be talking to you now from a medicine, from a specimen jar at the Harvard Medical Center.
That's Stern's trick shot of Sinatra in a specimen jar.
I put down specimen F. Sinatra and liquid J. Daniels, which is his favorite. Jack Daniels, his favorite drink. His secretary called me and asked for 30 copies for him.
If that was Sinatra's favorite picture, this was Stern's, shot after a marathon recording session.
It's Sinatra at about 3 in the morning at Capitol Records. He had just completed a full day and half the evening, most of the evening, rehearsing.
Stern took thousands of photos, but says he never got that shot that defined the man.
This applies to most photographers if they're serious. They all have in their mind that quintessentially perfect photograph that mirrors the psyche, that mirrors the humanity of the person they're photographing. They know it. They know exactly. They can see it in their mind's eye. And they keep struggling to get that image. And so have I for all these years. And I've never gotten it.
Yet, for most of us, Stern's photos are windows on the soul, on the stars we love and the fantasies we live through them.
And I have these fantasies that one day, when I go up to those pearly gates, this guy and many of the others, the Dean, Marilyn Monroe, they'll all be up there probably greeting me. And as I enter, they'll say, son of a bitch.
Jupiter and Mars.
If you'd like to see more of Phil Stern's photographs of Frank Sinatra, a book out last year showcased them. The title of the book says a lot. The Way You Wear Your Hat, Frank Sinatra and the Lost Art of Living. We'll be right back.
For more on the life of Frank Sinatra, read Time magazine this week.